how does one convert to Hinduism, or how does one...
Why would one want to?
Well, it seems to me that maybe something might have happened in your life that said, hey, this really speaks to me, and
I just kept running into it over and over again, and always had a kind of spiritual life, spiritual mythic, because I lived in the world of fantasy a lot when I was young, and met a holy man named Swami Kaliananda, and he planted seeds and they grew.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool. I can dig that. I heard you talk about Kaliananda because I've watched all of your shows. I mean, I got to tell you, these are
shows.
Yeah. I watched all of your shows, and I was actually going to ask you about Kaliananda. So that was your.
Swami Kaliananda. Yeah.
Okay. Now, would you define? Was he your guru? Is that...
No, Acharya.
Okay.
Acharya means teacher.
Teacher. Okay. And how?
Guru is the one that initiates you into a mantra. Kaliananda taught me mantras and taught me things, but no, I wasn't an initiated disciple. I was kind of a quasi-disciple. It's kind of weird. Okay. But as a direct disciple, no. Okay. But he was my teacher. Everything I am, I owe to him.
Okay. Do you still keep in touch with him, or is he...
Occasionally I'll send him a note of thanks, but mostly I just look at the videos he's got on YouTube and just remember the old days, and everything's fine.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Yeah. So did you show up and present yourself at a temple or an ashram? And...
Well, yeah, he had a temple, the Temple of Kriya Yoga in Chicago, and I'd show up not every Sunday, but a lot of Sundays on and off for about a 14-year period.
Okay, all right. How old were you when you got into it?
Started around 20?
20? Wait, you're only what now, like 30?
65.
20 years old, okay. So
yeah,
I got
20.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's very addicting.
20-year-old's life.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, that's what drew me into it. It was the addiction, like you say. It was just like kind of this magical thing that I didn't have any idea growing up in a Methodist,
Oh yeah, I was Lutheran.
Lutheran, right?
Well, Catholic Lutheran, and kind of had a screwed up, Christian youth.
Right.
Mother Catholic, father Lutheran.
Okay.
Neither went anywhere. Yeah. My father died. My mother, who was a Catholic, took me to a Lutheran church.
Okay.
I went to Catholic church a couple times and made a few mistakes. And
I used to always get in trouble. That's my memory.
I went up for communion and I didn't know what was going on.
Oh, what did you?
Oh, everybody went up the rail. He brought this wafer up to me, and I looked at him. I have no idea what I'm doing here.
You're like looking in your pockets, like I've got something for you. I'm sure.
No, it's cute.
So when you went to the ashram in Chicago, were you provided?
It wasn't an ashram. It was a temple.
It was a temple. Oh, okay. What's the difference between the two?
An ashram is like a place of refuge. It's where people go. It's more a compound. There's ashrams, and then there's pitams. Pitams is what my guru has. It has temples within it, and it's more of a hard to explain.
Okay.
Okay,
I gotcha. Now you said Kaliananda was your acharya.
Acharya. That means teacher.
That's teacher. And what's the difference between an acharya and then a Swamiji or a Swami?
A Swami is a title you're given,
Okay.
when you're made a priest in the Hindu religion.
Okay.
You have two kind of priests, pujaris and swamis.
Okay.
Pujaris do the rituals, swamis annoy people.
Awesome. I like that. That's cool, man. All right.
No, chi just means I like you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like just a thing they put on the end, a little J-I.
Okay.
And it just means, oh, gee, you're neat, or you're cool, or I like you, or...
All right.
Yeah.
But it's not, as we know.
And in Telugu, they use garu.
Oh, okay.
Same thing. It means, beloved, something,
Now, what's the difference between these things and the Maharishi?
What?
Maharishi, am I saying
that? The Maharishi Mahesh Yoga?
Yeah.
Oh, TM?
Yeah, is that like
He's part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because of course I know about that through the Beatles and the Sexy Sadie story.
Yeah. Kaliananda used to be a bit perturbed with him because he never linked the breath with the meditation and stuff. But other than that, yeah.
Okay. I'm really interested in talking about the meditation practices.
Okay.
Now, could you just kind of give me an overview of
there isn't a time when anyone isn't meditating.
Okay. All right. So you don't actually. There's not. It's less ritualized and more of a kind of a in the moment thing. Or
what?
Am I saying that right? It's less like, you know. Okay. Well, I brushed my teeth and now I'm going to go meditate. It's more of just.
Well, I kind of do that on and off all throughout the day. What you would call classic meditation of sitting quiet and closing your eyes and reflecting inward. But Ramana Maharshi also said, you know, does it matter whether the windows are open or closed when you're doing it? So. The eyes open or closed, should it matter?
Okay.
And then eventually, when you really get into it, you find life is just a constant meditation anyway.
Yeah, that's what, from watching your previous episodes, that's kind of what I'm seeing when you're talking about the returning to the I.
Yeah.
Could you go over that for me again?
It's just finding your origin, you know. You know everything about the outer world, and you know nothing about you. Who are you?
So it's about kind of introspection.
And it's not somebody telling you who you are. It's you finding out for yourself. There's nothing like, you know, first-hand information.
By just listening and using your senses to kind of...
Just sit there and be quiet and observe.
I always had a problem with that when I was a kid. Actually, I started meditating at a very young age, and it was called time out.
Time out?
When I'd get in trouble, they'd stick me in a corner.
That ain't meditating. That's kind of frustrating.
Well, see, then I had to
Did you go to the movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, just sit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to the movies.
Okay, all right.
Most people think that's meditating.
It's not.
No.
That's like...
Going to the movies.
Okay.
That's letting the mind take over.
Okay.
The idea is to control the mind.
Okay.
That's what mantras are for and everything like that, to hold the mind to one thing. It doesn't matter what it is. You can just say the word one, I. You know, it doesn't matter. Om, Om Pranava. That's a heavy.
Yeah.
That's
kind of like an anchor to draw you back in when your mind starts to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, it focuses the mind on one thing, and if you can hold that focus to one thing, then the search inward is much easier. That way, the mind doesn't distract you and drive you crazy.
Okay, as it's been known.
Because you just sit in meditation and you're doing 5 per second, then you go, darn, did I take that pot off?
Yeah.
This light on, or the phone will ring, or this will happen, or the dog will lick your foot, or the cat will scratch you, or you know.
So the
nose will itch. I gotta scratch it. No, I have to sit here. Damn nose will itch. Oh, my foot! Oh, it goes. It's tons of stuff. The mind will not give you any rest.
So
the idea of meditation is to show you what a piece of garbage your mind really is.
It really does, and
how it tries to distract you from everything. And when you investigate on what the mind is, it runs away because it doesn't really exist.